Hello everybody and welcome back to Europa, where last episode we got away with murder, essentially. It was a lot, no doubt about that. So we need to chill, there's no doubt about that. We took over all of New Spain over here. Now New Granada exists, and that's the thing that we'll probably want to deal with. But we need to work through some of these cores, and I think at this point, are these all 0 overextension? This one is currently being missionaried, so that's fine. Let's continue to work on that. We can make a state here. Excellent. And that, of course, means we need more admin power, which is unsurprising. Deeply, deeply unsurprising. So, we could select a naval doctrine. Do we care about that right now? Naval maintenance modifier, galley combat ability, ship trade power, chance to capture enemy ships. These are all coasts. There's not that much for inland sea over here, I don't think. So we probably don't want to worry too much about galleys. I guess we could go with, like, fleet and being. Cool. And we can change that later if we want to. But for now, that'll do. Just to make this go away. Guatemala is now cored. That's excellent. And I want to get this coring. There we go. Grant export licenses, huh? Estates. We haven't done anything with estates in a while. They're at 49? And that's their equilibrium. Yikes. Okay. We'll grant the privileges here. 48.1 is the equilibrium, 64.1... and 51. Okay. So we need to get the privilege up here, or rather the equilibrium up here, the loyalty equilibrium. So maybe we lose some crownland for this to get the governing cap? Yeah, I think that's okay. We lose some absolutism for it as well, but it should be okay. So these guys are at 64, 54, and 51. Okay, that should do. So that's looking good. We're going to get these cores done eventually. They're full cores, though. They're not causing any overextension. So the overextension is definitely the highest priority here. We also want to probably consider swapping our expansion idea here, because we have a lot of dip power, and we're not going to have a lot of expansion power for a while, or rather admin power for a while. So I'm thinking about swapping over to exploration ideas to grab this colonist. That'll allow us to instantly grab Quest for the New World, which we'll do. And then we're pretty close to getting a second colonist there. There's a core finishing. I like it. We can start to core some of these full cores. This is going to be done in about exactly a year. Just under a year. Okay. So we'll just make some of these cores over here. We'll continue working our way through our admin power. I still want to be on military focus, and we can't change that for 2 years anyway. So that's fine for the moment. We do want to be working... Our inflation is going up right now. Okay. That's interesting to note. We're going to have to do something about that, for sure. But there's those cores finishing up. I like it. So our inflation is going up. We definitely do need to do something about that. But I do still want to be on military power focus for the moment, for the reason being that we're not ahead of time on our tech. That said, we are starting to hit institution penalties for Miltech. So we may want to consider filling out our quantity ideas. Maybe. How are we doing on manpower? 342 per month, and we need about 10,000? That's not going too badly, actually. So make that into a core, and we can make a state down here as well. Beautiful. That'll need to be full cored, so we need a lot more admin power. That's for sure. But this is looking okay. We can grab our colonial ventures at this point. Now, if we were to send out our colonist and get another colony going, I would target like this down here for right now. And this might cause us some financial issues. We'll see how that goes. We'll get this last overextension causing province coring. We did just lose our spy master, so that's going to save us some cash and lose us some diplomatic power generation. I think we'll just go for this guy for now, and he'll be nice and cheap. That means we're not going to have any financial issues. We can, of course, continue to convert, and we definitely want to do so. Core provinces finishing up. And our manpower is regenerating. Slowly. But definitely regenerating. Now, these guys here, as a hypothetical, if we were to fight them, what would that look like? They'd have good numbers. But their mill tech is low. We do want to start thinking about annexation. What have we got here? Plus 170, so we can only get like 30 more from that. We probably can't annex yet. Okay. There's Apache over here. That's interesting. Interesting indeed. For the time being, I think we just continue to chill. Our manpower is very low. We had our first victory against Europe. And I think for now, we're content with that. There should be a stable government, huh? I mean, there should be. But I think we'll lose the prestige here for the time being. It's not great. Makes me very sad. But it is what it is. Can we upgrade our Great Temple here? No, it cannot be upgraded any further. Okay. Just wanted to double check that. We can construct buildings, and we almost certainly want to do that. Our corruption is also currently growing, and what happens if we max this out? Okay, 4.52, 4.72. Noted. So we can sit somewhere around here or so and make a decent amount of cash, and also root out our corruption by some amount. Not a huge amount, but we do need time to get all of this properly cored up and to let their autonomy drop, right? So that's going to take some time. 100%. We can look at taxes here, increasing taxes and increasing production. Beautiful. We'll get that all going and making us additional money. And another province finishing up. At this point, one of our major focuses is on regenerating manpower. So I want to make sure that, okay, supply limit of 30, and this is going to be a supply limit of 33. That seems fine. Heretics in Belize have been converted. That is excellent, and we will continue to convert. A lot of this is Mayan, but we want to bring up our religious unity. There's no doubt about that one. So we're just going to continue to work through these cores. And we could grab, at this point, enforced service. What do we think about that? Printing press is a long ways out. A very long ways out. March of 1566. I think we need to go for Miltech 13. What is Spain on? Spain is on Miltech 12. So we're actually even in Miltech with Spain. That's fascinating. In that case, I'm going to switch our focus to admin. We're going to need a lot of admin power because we're behind in our admin tech from all this core. So I think that makes sense to do since we're even with Spain in Miltech right now. We do have our institution spread happening over here, but that's going to be slow. No doubt about that. That's going to be very, very slow. So I think overall this makes sense. Honduras is now cored, and just checking in on these, that looks fine. We could do courthouses. I don't think it's... Wait a second. Is that new? That courthouses give +1 possible number of buildings? So they're in the same status as universities now, where there's just no reason not to build them. Fascinating. Absolutely fascinating. So yeah, there's just no reason not to build courthouses now. I like it. That's actually a good change. I think that's really solid. So we can make another state here. We've got a lot of coring to do yet. And we can get, like, not exactly one of these done per month. It's gonna be a while before that coring is done. We are now starting to see our manpower build up, though. And our income is at 9.6. I like it. I'm going to continue rooting out corruption and keeping us at around 0.5. I want to root out that corruption quickly. I would love to get our inflation to drop. Dropping inflation costs admin power, and we don't want to spend admin power on that if we can at all help it. We will protect our trade, and we will continue to convert. Beautiful. Additional cores finishing up. Let's just sort by cost, and we'll do it this way. We want to get the autonomy ticking down as quickly as we can. That's the idea here. A promising trader. Trade efficiency. Okay. Totonac has embraced Renaissance. Good for you guys. You're a little behind the curve. Actually, a lot behind the curve. So yeah, this is going to be full up this month, and we're now fully banking our manpower. I like it. This guy would be cheaper to employ. Local fortifications until the end of the game. Where is this province? Oh, that's this province. Local defensiveness plus 25% till the end of the game seems good here. Actually, this is basically the gateway to the Yucatan from the Caribbean. So that will help us quite a lot there. 200 ducats or 10 prestige. We're going to take the ducats and we're going to spend the prestige. Or rather, not spend the prestige. We're going to spend those ducats on construction. And I think there's literally no reason to not build courthouses at this point. I used to be kind of sketchy about them because they took up a building slot, and in many cases they weren't actually all that necessary. But now that they don't take up a building slot, there's literally no reason. So, cool. That must be a change in this latest patch. I definitely don't remember that being the case in some of our previous games where we had massive admin power issues. Or not admin power issues, admin cap issues. This colony just finished up. I would like to head out over this way. Cool. And we can make this into a state, which we will do. Which, of course, puts us further behind on our coring here, but that's fine. And we're almost done with our final bit of overextension here. Now, New Spain is still, or rather New Granada is still working away down here. If they're in the same situation, oh, they're actually quite a bit bigger. They have quite a bit over here. I don't know exactly how much they have then. They're Miltech 13, that is noted, and they're at war with Cuzco. But I wanted to check here, as a hypothetical, yes, Spain would not defend them. Okay, hello pause menu. That's very, very interesting. We're probably going to go after them at some point, but now is not that point. We need to get these cores made. We need to get our manpower up. I want to check in here. 44 out of 59. So we can definitely expand our armies. We're currently at 1129. Is that the same with both of these? Yeah, 1129. So 27 is our combat width. So I still want 2 cavalry for flanking. And what is our current flanking range? It's in here somewhere. It doesn't really matter. I'm going to stick with just 2, and they're still intended to fight together to fill out the full combat width. So that'll be a flanking of 4. So it's 27, so we need 23. We're going to go with like 24. Yeah, this is awkward. So this would be 24 plus 4, 28. It's not ideal, but it's what we'll have to do. And then, of course, we'd be looking to build the cannon. And we can build quite a number of these. We would want to take this up to 14. But we need cash to do that. So that's fine. We'll save up a little bit of cash, and we'll get those cannon maxed out. We want to have our full combat width in the back line. And that would be our target army size. So any further recruitment would end up going into a new army, would be the idea there. We have 3 colonies? Oh, this must be one that we took over. Fascinating. Okay, well, that's going to finish up within the next year or so. So that's fine. That's one that we took over from New Spain. I didn't realize that was there, but that's okay. Heretics converted, and we are going to continue to work on that. We probably do want to work on a navy at some point. The question is, when is that point? And you know me, I always procrastinate the navies. We're going to continue working on our admin power here, getting all of these full cores made. And we can get another couple of units of cannon here. 34 ducats per unit of cannon. This will take us up to 12. We're targeting 14 per army half. So that's looking reasonably good. We're making more manpower than we're spending from our treasury. That will likely change once our corruption goes away. But for now, it's fine. We could cut our rooting out of corruption to go to around here. Our Grand Captain died. And we could put in... Morale of armies? I'm going for cheap advisors right now. With the exception of this guy, I guess. But for the time being, that's what we're going for. So that'll do. I do want to get that Miltech 13 as soon as we can. It's ours and always will be. Cool. So we're going to have this very, very soon. That's good. We can continue to convert. Some of these will be kind of slow to convert, but it's looking okay, at least for now. We're getting a lot of this conversion done with that advisor. So that's solid. I want to get this up to 14 cannon. And then this, of course, will need an additional 5 cannon. So it's like 150 ducats. Our colony in Ulva is self-sustaining, so of course we don't need a new one. Because that was the one we inherited. So that's looking good. And we can core that. And we're getting close to getting these cores done. Now, when we grab Miltech 13, we are definitely going to be increasing our unbalanced research penalty. Which is going to be painful. But we're going to grab it. And we're now ahead of time in Miltech. Cool. So we have access to new cannon types. Large cast and small cast cannon. I usually go for the offensive pips, so we're going to go for the large cast iron cannon there. Cool. And we will start to construct additional units of cannon over here. Excellent. We're just targeting 14. We have a combat width of 28 because we have an even number of units. This 27 is an awkward amount of combat width, but that'll do for now. So obviously we're ahead of time. We don't have printing press. We're not going to want to get Miltech for a while. So that's okay. Do we want this? Local settler increase plus 15 or 100 population in Mosquito. I think we'll say who can stop them. This will be better for expansion. So that'll be good. Prestige per development for missionary. We'll go ahead and take that since we are doing a lot of converting. And continuing decor. Beautiful. All of our gold right now is going into our cannon. And next month's tick, we should have enough to max that out. There we go. And we can continue to convert here. There we go. Perfect. How are we going to be doing here? Okay. We could start thinking about raising up another army, but we're not at that point yet. Noted. So things are looking good for us in terms of our military prowess, right? Things are looking definitely pretty decent there. We're behind in our admin tech. There's no doubt about that. We're getting close to being done with coring, but we're not complete with it just yet. We've expanded our military to 56k, and we're on par with Europe in terms of Miltech. So this is looking good. In fact, we're currently ahead of Spain in Miltech. Remarkable. I like it. That's very, very solid. We will continue to core these. Spanish West Indies exists up here as a colony. My question is that also defended by Spain? No. Is that something that they changed in this new version? If so, that makes this a lot easier. Okay, we converted Moran, and we're going to grab this. There we go. 10 Navy tradition. Looks good. And we're going to be able to get one more core here. There we go. Wily smugglers, huh? Wily indeed. Losing 107 ducats, huh? That'll put us just negative. We should go back positive here, though, and not take out a loan. Perfect. So that'll do the trick. Production research is flawed. Lose 50 admin power and 10 prestige. We're losing the prestige. We have such an admin deficit right now. We really do need admin power. So there we go. We can also invest in colonial range, and we probably should. We'll be able to grab global settler increase soon enough. That'll be plus 10. That'll be solid. Do we care about that more than our dip tech? Yes, I think so. Losing a stability here is not ideal, but it'll be fine, I guess. How are we doing on the spread of printing press? Oh, it started up over here. Nice. Printing press is actually spreading in reasonably nicely. Unfortunately, it did drop by 5% due to losing that stability, but what are you going to do about it? It is what it is. Our final core here is going to be done soon. We do have a rebel uprising, Californian separatists. Okay, there is still a decent amount of provincial unrest here. And what is going on with that? Where is Shiu? What are you guys angry about? Conflict within city. That's interesting. Conflict within city. That'll last until November. This will fire off in 0.8 years, around November. But of course, this isn't Shiu here. So this is probably not going to be a thing. Does this also have the conflict within city? No. Okay, so this down here is going to fire off eventually. We should probably stop drilling these lads and bring them on down. So that'll be fine, and we'll just crush them. I don't think it'll be a problem. Next month tick, we're going to get our last core going here, and now we can finally start work on getting some admin tech. Which that'll be awfully nice. And there's those Californian separatists, as expected. We're just going to walk straight on in. I think we'll get there in time to not have them actually take that over. We'll pray for our heir's life. And apparently he didn't die, so that's good. We win this, no problem whatsoever, and the next rebellion is brewing up over here. So we're going to go right on back and continue to convert, of course. So this conflict within city is going to be going away pretty soon, but that's not going to make this stop. We're going to have to crush them, and that's not a big deal. We can definitely do that. Checking in on these cash generators. Actually, we do have a couple of decent cash generators at this point, so we will grab those. I'm not going to bother... Oh, the levy, huh? We can seize land, and we will certainly do that. And then we'll keep it at a modest level. These guys are going to be upset, but they'll get over it. So that looks good. When is this rebellion going to happen? Anytime now. Any month tick. There's also some Mayan zealots thinking about spawning, but we're going to head on down over here. Eliminate these guys, no problem. Beautiful. And where are these Mayans going to spawn? So it's here, 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 and here. They're going to spawn here. This is the highest development province. So that's great. Yep, that'll be fine. And these are likely not actually going to happen. So we're just going to park here for the moment. Supply limit is absolutely fine here. I love it. The question is, are we going to grab global settler increase, or are we going to grab dip tech? And I think we'll grab the global settler increase and then focus in on dip tech. Is I think the way that this is likely to work. We do need a new rival, and this is going to be, I guess, Portugal? Portugal's only 7% stronger than us. Okay, cool. Hi, Portugal. Miltech 14? Okay, Spain is behind in Miltech. Noted. So this is more like what I expected to be at. We're doing okay as far as Miltech goes. In fact, we're doing really well. So that's solid. Europe will think twice about attacking us. They actually spawned down here? I guess that is development of 9. I didn't see that highlighted as one of the options, but I guess I did. I'm going to un-mothball this fort, just in case we don't get there in time. And we didn't. So they finished the occupation because I unmothballed this fort. It didn't give us the separatism bonus here. So that's great. Sure, we'll take mercantilism. We will crush these guys and then take back this territory. So that looks great. Of course, our units do suffer casualties, but that's fine. And we'll just head on back over here. I don't expect that these Itza separatists are actually going to be a thing. Yeah, I suspect they're not. And separatism will decay away by 0.5 point yearly. Religious unity will continue to improve. And when are we going to be able to get our admin tech? That's a little ways out. Noted. We'll get back to drilling. And overall, this is looking solid. We've got a lot of things that we need to work on. No doubt about that. But we're in a good spot right now, I feel like. I do want to grab Land of Opportunity to get that extra 10 settler increase. Now we're going to work on Dip Tech, Admin Tech. Mill Tech, we are going to wait a bit. We're no longer ahead of time in Mill Tech, though. So we maybe should actually keep working on Mill Tech rather than filling out our idea. We did just lose our Inquisitor, which is unfortunate. We're going to cheap out, and we're going to go with this guy. And our ruler died as well. Now, these are decent stats here. 526, I'm okay with that. We do need to put in a new leader here. And that'll do. But we're at +1 stability now. So that's going to affect our institution spread. That's going to affect our provincial unrest. That probably means that this does end up spawning eventually. And some of these others might as well. We'll see how that ends up going. But it is time to put a cut in here. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And next episode, we are going to continue to... Actually, we're probably going to attack these guys pretty soon. We're getting up there in the manpower department. We should do something about that. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including ALS Gamer, James, Shadowwolf, Mlohan80, Rogue Corvid, Kentogan, Spartan News, Nick Smarty, Dimitri H, Punching the Microphone, Anna the Elephant, Soccerman12 UK, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time.